no need for it. I believe that both agencies of government must work together for there to be peace. Out there, the policemen and officers that are meant to protect Nigerians look up to the force headquarters in Abuja and also to the Police Service Commission for direction and supervision. But for both organizations to be dragging themselves, particularly in the media, really it's not something that we can be happy about. The recent issue of demotion of the acting commissioner of police in Lagos State and the commissioner of police in Kogi State, and subsequently the chairman of the commission coming out to say that he never authorized that letter, has raised a lot of issues. We believe that before hitting the press, before going to the press, people must be sure of what they are talking about, so that the morale of the men who are to protect the lives of Nigerians will not be taken down, because as it is now, there is a lot of confusion. Officers out there all over the Federation are disturbed. So we want to call on the Force Headquarters, that is Inspector General of Police and his officers at Force Headquarters, and the leadership of the Police Service Commission to please take the interests of Nigerians at heart and stop whatever, be it ego, be it pride, whatever issue it is. Nigerians deserve to be protected, and that must be done. Whether an officer was promoted wrongly or rightly should be something that should be ironed out and settled without disturbing the whole country. So please. And the other aspect, the Senator Misal case with the Inspector General of Police, yes, the case has gone to court, so there's nothing one can say about it. But we believe that the law should take its course. If somebody is accused of something, of whatever thing, then there's a law in Nigeria that demands that he must defend himself, so that Nigerians will know what really is happening. But the peace of Nigerians must continue to be guaranteed. So whoever will want to cause crisis so that there can be breakdown of law on order in Nigeria must be fished out and be dealt with accordingly. Yes, we want to here also commend the Nigerian Army for doing a yeoman's job. They just recently launched the Crocodile Smile in the South and the Southwest as part of the ongoing services all over the regions of the Federation. And the one of Southwest was successful. Yesterday, the Chief of Army Staff kicked it off, and it helped to guarantee security and make our personnel, the military personnel, to be ready in case of any eventualities. So we say kudos to the Nigerian Army for doing that. Yes, let's take you to Bayelsa, where we had an interview with the Commissioner of Police, CP Asukwo Amba, where he told us about how policing has been in Bayelsa State.
So first of all, when we came into this area, we decided to do some mapping to map out areas that we think is very critical, especially security-wise. We identified the prevailing crime rates as regards each of the areas, and we found out that we have to lock Yenagoa, the state capital, first, because it's like there's a lot of movement from the hinterlands to the state capital. And we had to do a lot of collaboration with other agencies, especially the DSS, the Civil Defense, the military, comprising the Navy, Air Force, and the Army. And this collaboration had led to the peaceful situation. I will not forget the SA Security, who is overseeing the Operation Dwapa operation. So we have a friendly synergy. We exchange ideas. We meet time to time to review situation. Added to that is the dedicated officers I have, especially within the management team, and the DPOs who have understood my vision, which is purely to ensure that Bayelsa is safe, and that is what we are doing. It will be an understatement if I say Bayelsa is over safe. First of all, just recently, I think last week, 2 nightclubs were just opened in Bayelsa. Previously, there was a lot of fear and apprehension that the nightlife is dead, but for those 2 nightclubs that have been opened, shows you that the nightlife is back. People are moving about their normal duties. In the evenings, the Bayelsa, after a day's job, they go out to relax. They've been doing that. Initially we experienced after the nightlife came back, we experienced little threats by people looking for phones or quick money, but with our plain plot surveillance, I think we've been able to ensure that everywhere is calm. Well, like you know, the riverine area is quite critical to the security of Bayelsa. We have the open sea or ocean, and we have the creeks. It's like every back of the house of the Bayelsan is a creek. So at the ocean level, the military are doing more than enough to ensure that the place is secured. Then at the creek level, I have to tell you that my Inspector General of Police have been very helpful in this term because he had seen the need that there needs to be an effective marine section. As I'm telling you, there's a lot of reinforcement, there's a lot of attention given to the marine section by the Inspector General of Police, and equally the state government too had recently assisted the marine section in refurbishing some boats, and this refurbishing had made it a little bit easier for us to police the creek. But like I said, the IG personnel, very soon the Marine Training School will be opened here because it is of that the necessity. The IG has already sent in his team to come and look at the facility existing and see how we can improve on such facilities in collaboration with the state government. So it is the need and the realization that Bayelsa State is purely an aquatic environment that the marine section is being enforced, and with that, I think we've taken care of the creeks and crannies of Bayelsa State. Like you said, I would quote you in your opening statement that Bayelsa seems to be a place where everybody seems to possess arms. To an extent, you might be correct because they are coming out from the face of militancy into a face of intellectual militancy. Some of these arms were returned, and some decided to keep them. Most especially what you call the locally made pistol. And whether you like it or not, it is equally a very lethal aspect of arms and ammunition. And I feel good to tell you that we have made several recoveries of this aspect of arms and ammunition. We are almost snuffing it out of the environment. That is why you see there is less threat, especially in the night. Though once in a while we have spontaneous robbery coming in as a result of the pressure from that we are in the center between Delta and Rivers State. But notwithstanding, there's a massive collaboration within the security agencies. So the breakthrough is mostly from that aspect of recovery of weapons, which you've seen have paraded. The same thing with cultism. Prior to my coming here, cultism, I think, was taken as if it was a normal day business. If I'm not too modest, we've made nothing less than 115. We've arrested nothing less than 115 cultists. And it does not stop only in the arrests. We are ensuring that they are prosecuted. Everybody has gotten the signal that we are zero tolerance when it comes to cultism, because we find out that the line between robbery and cultism is very, very slim. It's just about a question of convenience and who is doing it, at what time is doing it, and what is having at hand. So we've gone out to sensitize the public, the parents. My Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of investigation goes around the secondary schools and the primary schools. I have gone to Niger Delta University. I've gone to Ijaw National College to at least sensitize the people, the students, against acts of cultism. And everybody now knows, even the populace are prepared to, within the rural areas, they call on the police as often as possible. This one is a cultist, this one is cultist. Though we don't go in for mass arrest, but we make sure we do diligent investigation and diligent prosecution. And now people are seeing that cultists are being prosecuted. The state government had given us the mandate that nobody is above the law, especially when it comes to those serious crimes. So the success is quite interesting. But I will tell you a very peculiar case we just broke through, and that has to do with murder, where somebody residing in Australia came in. He's been in Australia for 20-something years, came in and murdered the wife or the girlfriend and ran away. And we've been trailing him for 2 weeks. We were able to apprehend him formally. We got him from Badagry, and we brought him. He's to face the law. That was a very interesting aspect of an investigation that gave me much satisfaction. Well, first of all, I don't know where it started from, but I found out that there was a wide gap between the two systems, the professional police system and the assistance from the Operation Dwapo. And we had to sit down, analyze the situation. I said, these people, we are pursuing the same goal. It is even in my own best interest if the assistance is total. So myself and the SA Security, we sat down, and thank God he's a former director of the DSS, and he's been very, very helpful. In terms of deployment, there is a lot of synergy. I can call on them and they can call on me. And the collaboration has been very effective because we are all pursuing the same goal. Recently, the governor donated some vehicles to the Operation Darpo, and I think very soon the police will have cause to smile on that. But these vehicles are not only at the disposal of Operation Darpo. I have a reasonable control of it. I have a reasonable way of deploying them. I have a reasonable way of calling on them, and at any given time, they respond to it. So one other aspect is that we try to avoid duplication, because when there is deployment from Operation Darpo, the copy of the deployment is sent to me. So what they do is they fill some gaps, I fill some gaps, and the chain of collaboration is not vertical, it's just horizontal. So we can call on each other, and if you notice the SA Security, if you stay here too long, you'll definitely see me in my office. We do daily review as early as 5 a.m. together.
Welcome back. Yeah, like in Bayelsa State, what the police and other sister agencies, security agencies are doing there, it's quite commendable. The Office of the Estate Security to the governor is coordinating a special operation called Operation Dwapo, like the Commissioner of Police said there. And since the arrival of CP Amba to the state, this agency has been revigorated and doing yeoman's job. There's no rivalry, like he rightly said. We noticed that the cooperation is wonderful. And who are the beneficiaries of this wonderful relationship? That it's the people of Bayelsa. And no wonder the state is getting becoming much more peaceful, and the nightlife is back, and people can move about their lawful duty. We will say kudos to the Bayelsa State Police Command, led by CP Asuko Amba, and charge them to do more. There are more that still needs to be done, because we are coming towards the end of the year, where there are a lot of if the criminals want to celebrate the end of the year, so they want to deprive the people their lawful possessions, and to be able to celebrate. The police has to up their game the more and do more, and we are confident that with the presence of the police there, led by CP Amba, that it will be done better. The criminals will not have their way easily. We also had the opportunity of talking with one of the sister security agencies there, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, that the CP talked, to find out how have they actually been working closely with the police and other agencies. But before that, let me take this message on Twitter handle that just came. It's from Easy Life at Easy Life. Yeah, he said, dear presenter, I'm enjoying your program, especially your opening. We are concerned because every day we read in the papers about the fight between the IGP and one Senator Misau or the Police Service Commission. These scandals and these things are getting too much, and I think it's disturbing. Yes, thank you very much at Easy Life for that. That was why we have to bring it up to those who should mediate. I know that there was a committee, a panel that the Senate has set up to look at the allegations by Senator Misau against the Inspector General of Police. I also know that the Inspector General of Police has also set up a panel too to look at some of those issues concerning the accusation that some police officers have been promoted unduly. The Police Service Commission themselves has also set up a panel. But I think that at the end, Nigerians must get to know what these panels have come out with, because they are to serve the people of Nigeria, and Nigerians have the right to know what is happening. But I want to state here that in all, the police must be allowed to do their job properly. Yes, the Police Service Commission must do the oversight function of promotion, discipline, and others that they are setting it up are charged to do, because the Police Service Commission, they are acting on the power of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But there are areas where their powers stop, and where the Inspector General of Police also will have to exercise his power, but he has to exercise it with all due responsibility to the job at hand. Yes, let us bring you the interview or interaction with the Commandant, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps in Bayelsa, talking about Commandant Desmond Ago, where he told us about the achievements of his sector.
We have destroyed at least more than 2,000 illegal refineries here in Bayelsa, especially Southern Niger Axis. We have secured cases of, for example, 25 people were given life imprisonment, and other 11 were given 3 or 4 years imprisonment. As of now, 13 cases are in the court. Suspect remanded in the prison. By the grace of God, the vandalization here in Bayelsa have minimized as a result of collaboration. And let me commend the officers and men of Nigeria Security Defense Corps for their effort, because this achievement would not even achieve without them. My HOD operation, my 2IC, admins, anti-vandal, and so on and so forth. So we have achieved a lot. It is obvious that we will not allow a non-indigen, what I mean by non-indigen, non-Nigerians, to create a private company here in Bayelsa. We monitor them, we screen them, and the woman in charge, HOD in charge of private car company, and doing her job effectively. We have sealed up to 7 illegal companies, private car companies, here in Bayelsa. And they're complying, having their meeting every month to ensure who are in the business. You will see some vehicles that are impounded. And secondly, when we see that there's no need of us impounding it, we destroy it. But before you destroy it, we video it. And take picture of that product, so that anytime we're going to court, we present all those things as a video. But the suspect must be there. As we are videoing you, the suspect will be nearer to the product before you video it. Because if you destroy it without videoing it, the court will not accept and will not succeed on that case. We are like a body. The eyes is there, the hand is there, the leg is there. What makes one body is cooperative. The CP is a wonderful man, very humble, very dedicated officer. So sometimes I call the DIG operations at certain times. I say, look, thank you for posting this type of CP here. Who knows his job? You don't compromise. So that's why I felt that it's good to work with him to ensure that crime is minimized here in Bayelsa. The synergy is 100% perfect. Commissioner of Police, Director SSS, JTF Commander, work as a team to ensure the crime is minimized here in Bayelsa. And bear in mind that people are using this thing in the generator, in their vehicles.
I've also used it once in the sea.
Are you getting me?
After I finish,
you pick it. And now, if these people can do this, plan it like this,
yes,
it means that if the federal government can bring them in
and get them to collaborate,
together,
yes,
train them more, I think it will be okay. Open it. You want to collect it from yes, no. Yes. No? To refine it. You know, when two oil come, they will not put it in their local machines. This is diesel. This is diesel. And when this thing is inside the bag and packed, you would think that it's gari, exactly, or a bag of rice or whatever. But you don't know that this is diesel. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is one drum. One of this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one drum. And the drum is 250 liters or 350 liters. A drum. Now, here, they have run away from drums. Sorry. They run away from drums. Formerly it was in drums. Then they left, yes, they left drum, go to Jerrycans. Jonathan, come to Jerrycans.
Welcome back. Really, the visit to the office of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps was quite eye-opening to show for us. We saw how it is that the illegal the bunkering of our crude oil and the illegal the stealing that is going on from the pipelines and all that. And thank God for the agile and the able civil defense corps officials that have been able to intercept some of this. And but like some of us have said, and thank God that the government of President Muhammadu Buhari has taken it seriously to set up modular refineries because it will empower these youths instead of taking into crime, instead of taking into militancy. When these modular refineries are set up and encouraged, they will be regulated to be able to assist in the production of refined product to the Nigerian market. I had experience where we were traveling from Yenegua down to the Nembe area. Halfway the high sea, the engine, the boat we were going on, the fuel got finished. We were stopped. We had to pull over to one of the creeks there to look for fuel for us to continue on that journey. And this fuel was refined by this illegal refinery by these boys. And it took us to where we're going to, we'll return back. If this technology, if this knowledge that these boys have can be tapped by the government, I'm sure that it will be better off for the country than just making them jobless and tagging them as criminals. On that note, we would like to come to the end of this program today. But if you have enjoyed the program, send us your views, send us your comment on what you feel on what we have shown today, or any other issues, so we can take it up with the authorities concerned and bring you a response. But like always, we always encourage you to watch your back, be security conscious, report any security breach to the security agencies, or send it to us via our emails or all our social media platforms so that we can communicate it to the people, to the authorities concerned. Until next week when we will come your way again, I will say bye for now and remain blessed.